I feel like I have everything in this garage to successfully do installs, right? I got my jack, I got my jack stands, I got my tools. I even have a smoker, right? If we have any like vacuum leaks or anything like that, I have a smoker to let us know exactly where that leak is coming from. That's actually pretty cool. I'm actually glad I have that. That's, yeah. Again, jack, I got tools, I got a creeper, right? There was just one thing that we were missing. And that thing is this guy right here, guys. Check it out. So this is going to be, I don't even know how to pronounce that. Yubi? Anyways, this guy was what we were missing the entire time. This is a power pack for if my battery dies, right? But that's not all it does. Yo, it is a air compressor. So if I'm somewhere and my battery so happens to die and I have a flat tire and I need to put air in it, I can not only jump my car, but I can put air in it. Dog, this is actually pretty big too. I don't know if you guys can kind of compare it from my hand or even like my phone, right? Look how big it is compared to my phone. This is so sick. Now, the reason why that is so significant, because again, not only if I get stranded and I need to use it, but if you guys don't know, our ST is actually sitting dead. Now, it's been about since September, so September, October, November, December, January. So 4 months ago was the last time we not only started it, but drove it. So the specs of this guy is actually right here. So it gives you about 2,000 amps for a jump start and 150 PSI for if you need to like air up your tire, or it actually gives you adapters if you wanted to like do like a basketball, football, or like a volleyball. This is pretty dope, to be honest. This thing is huge though. This thing hasn't moved in months, dog, months. It's filthy. There's like leaves and the wheel well, and I never expected it to be this abandoned. We have, I don't know what that white stuff is on the ground. Actually, I think that's polish, because I left polish in here to polish the wheels. I think it's spilled. I think that's what that is. But man, I freaking missed this car. Oh my gosh. Yo. What's crazy is I forgot I owned this car. Like that's the craziest thing. I don't know if you guys ever like experienced that feeling, but like not driving your car for so long that you forget you owned it, and you forget like you actually have a car like that. I don't know. I don't know if it's just me, but it's crazy because like I drive the Zismo like any place I want to go. If I want to like drive a modified car, if I go to like a car meet, car show, whatever, if I want to cruise, I take the Zismo. And like I've been driving that car for months, and it's like I got used to that car, right? So like hopping into this car and like I don't know, I'm mumbling, but I miss this car so much, and we definitely need to bring it back. For those of you who are wondering why this car hasn't been driven and why it's been gone for so long, why I haven't been driving it, yada yada yada, it's because, long story short, this car needs a smog, right? And a smog is going to cost me anywhere between $500 to $600, and that's just for the smog. That's not including registration. Registration for this car, I believe, it's like $260, $280, something around there. So when it's all said and done, it's going to cost me roughly about $800 to get this car back up and running. And at the time when the registration was due, it didn't make sense for me to do it because I already didn't drive this car as much. So it would have been pointless for me to spend $800 to get it up and running just to let it sit. So I made the executive decision to let this car sit for a little bit until I'm ready to drive it, and I am absolutely ready to start driving this car. Because if you guys don't know, I'm sure most of you know, I have 3 cars. So we have the 370Z Zismo, that's the top mount single turbo kit on it. That car is pushing roughly around, I always say 600 horsepower. It's roughly about 600 horsepower on that car. Then I have this car, my big turbo Focus SC. This car is roughly around 400, I think it's 12 horsepower to the wheels. It's bagged. You guys saw we have the big brake kit in the front. We have the Conseil wheels. This car is amazing. I love this car. And then we have the daily driver, which is the Lexus ES300. Now, I personally don't like driving a Lexus just because it's a big tank, right? Now the car's amazing on gas. I can go back and forth to NorCal on one tank, but it's just like, it's cool and all until I have to fill up, then it sucks, right? So I'm trying to get this car up and running because then I'll just bounce back and forth between the Zismo and this car. I say all that so you guys kind of know like the backstory of everything. But we're gonna go ahead and jump start this car because again, it's been about 4 months since I had this car turned on. Like since I've turned this car on, since I've driven it, it's been about 4 months. So we're gonna go ahead and start it. We're gonna let it run for a little bit, and I might drive it down the street just a little bit. Now the one thing about these cars, since it is keyless entry, you have to take the key out of the key to put it in the door to unlock it because the battery's dead, so like the keyless entry is not going to work. Luckily for me, I don't have to do it, but that's like the one downside of like when the battery dies in this car. Wow. Sitting in the driver's seat, that feels so good. All right, let's go ahead and jump this car. I don't even want to see what the underneath the hood looks like. Looks dirty. I see no signs of rodent though. That's a big thing because you guys know if you let a car sit for too long, rats and squirrels and stuff. It is very, very dusty underneath here though. Yikes, this car needs a whole entire clean under here, dog. All right, let's go ahead. Here's our issue. The cord might not be long enough, dog. I need to put one over here, like that. Oh yeah, looks like it'll reach. And one, like that. Hopefully that works. Then we're gonna turn it on. I think that turns it on. Let's see. No, we have no power. All right, let's figure this out. I don't know. I'm confused. All right, I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. It is the very next day. The reason why is because yesterday I cannot figure out why this thing was not working. It was getting late, it was cold, it was about to get dark. And I was like, I gotta figure it out. But at the very last minute, right before it got dark and cold and late, I found out that this thing needs to see load. So with that being said, like it has to be connected to the battery 100%. Now let me go show you guys why that might be an issue. So the reason why it's an issue is because this thing is so dirty. I cannot wait to clean it. The negative, or I don't know. Let's see, maybe I can get to it because the positive wire is longer than the negative wire. So let's see if I can position this over here. We'll put on the negative first. So we have the negative on. Let's go ahead and put the positive on. And that should work. What the heck? I think is the battery 2 dead? Never heard of such. It's still doing the same thing, dog. The red and green wire is still blinking. Because when I did it on the Zismo yesterday, you're like, as soon as I hooked it up to the battery, it was fine. So I don't know, it might be like 2 dead. Let's see. It might be 2 dead. Yeah, nothing. That's super weird though. Yeah, I don't know. I might need jumper cables or just buy a new battery. Let me show you guys what it's supposed to do though. We're gonna try it on a Zismo, right? So I guess I was wrong. I guess it doesn't need a load. Well, it needs a load, but I guess the battery is so dead that it like it's just not reading it, I guess. I don't know. The reason why I said that it needed a load was because when I was jumping it yesterday, instead of putting it on the battery, I was putting the positive on the positive post of the battery and then the negative on like the negative, not on the battery, but like a little negative post that was going to the chassis of the car. But then when I went to try it on the Zismo, it worked perfectly fine. So I'm like, oh, maybe it just needs to see a load. So you see how the red and green lights keep flashing like that, right? So then when I hook it up on Zismo, this is what it does. So positive over there, and we'll do negative over here. It makes that little clicking noise, and look, it's ready. You got the red and green lights flashing, and as soon as I hook it up, it turns green. Well, obviously it's because this battery has a load because it's not like dead, not even close to being dead. But the thing is, even if it was like at 10 volts, I'm pretty sure it will still read, but like the ST is so dead that it's just not even like reading it, I guess. I don't know. I don't know, man. I have to figure it out though. I pretty much only have 2 options right now. I can either go buy a jump. I'm pretty sure the battery's dead, right? The battery's shot. I know it's dead, but I'm pretty sure it's shot. So I have 2 options. either go buy jumper cables to start it real quick, just to start the car, say we started it, move it, do all that stuff. Or I could take the battery out, go get it tested, in which I know again the battery is shot. Because the thing is, guys, batteries typically have 3 cells. Once one cell goes bad, the battery is shot, right? Pretty sure all cells in that battery is shot. So take the battery out, go get it tested, just for them to let me know that it's bad, and then buy another battery. But the thing is, like, I don't want to buy another battery just to put it in there just for the car to sit, because I'm not 100% ready to bring it back. I still got to find a small guy, right? So I've never ran into a situation where like a jumper pack thing wasn't able to start the car if there was no load or whatever. But then again, I've never used one where the battery was like completely dead. So I don't know. I don't know if anybody else has experience with that, but it might just be a unique situation.
Whoa! Who knew I would make it this far? They hated, they never believed me. Yeah, I would never drop the ball. I know I make it look easy. Yeah. Mayweather with the defense. I don't care what a critic got to say, I got them picking up the pieces. That to me, you really playing with your life. I'm about to come and run it all back. I'm the new era, about to snap back. You ain't fitting for it cause you all cap.